Hello and good evening. I'm so super psyched to get this out to you. You know, a message out to you, get a skill out to you. Then I don't really feel like that I spend my time to make sure I have them skills, to make sure that you actually, a little video that I have, and and the thing is thank you very much, Changing Grace. Fans and new subscribers. You guys are really turning into a great community. A lot of you have come on in the past couple weeks to my it's kind of fairly new. It's same name, Life Changing Grace, and it is a pleasure to have you here. And I want to remind you that when you like and you share and you get the word out and you put comments down below. When you put them down below, it opens up more doors to help extend, like even if my voice don't resonate or I make you angry, I tend to do that. I'm a family life counselor. I get a little, that tough love in there, because I just know that you can do it, and but I always insist on patience, because I need patience. We all need patience. We all need that love and that patience every now and then. So, when we give it, we can get it when we need it. So, like I said, thank you so much for your shares and your likes and your comments and your support out there. I keep saying this, we're not just telling stories, we're actually saving lives. What happens to us, we're saving lives, and it's remarkable when it just comes in like a little unit. So, but I wanted to get to this. You guys are, really seriously transformation in me too, without even any verbal words, and that's pretty super cool too. At the same time that that a lot of you jumped on, and the emotions, our emotions, I don't think you really, don't go nowhere, because, this is really going to serve anybody and everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, where you're at, what your background is, what your upbringing is, or anything that we're talking about right now. We're talking about what's going on right now. And of course, we have the past, and too often we think about the past, about, loss, instead of, and enjoying of having that memory and still having that joy, and trying to change our minds into realizing that we can access that emotion at any time. Just like we choose to, some tough times, it's really some tough times, and I found it in this time right now that I truly need to figure out a way to, and I do, I constantly talking to myself. I'm not really talking to myself, I'm talking to God, I'm talking to, our Creator and stuff like that, because, he's never changing, and he's always there. Every time when you seek him, he's going to show you, and he'll show you as many times as he needs to. So, you're embarking on this journey with me, and, I'm a fine example of the practice. So when I'm telling you this stuff, and I'm one-on-one, and we're engaging together, and you're doing the practice, okay, it might feel weird at first. It might feel indifferent, and that's the point, is getting you literally out of this pattern that just doesn't no longer serve you. It didn't serve you before, wherever you got it, whatever happened, it didn't serve you before. I turn in our emotions, no matter where it is, because it is about the blame, and too often we're doing that. We're even doing that with ourselves. My God, if we could just give ourselves a break every now and then, this really makes sense. Tell me in the box below, does this make sense? Does this radiate with you? We're all going through these emotions. We're going through the same storm, just in different boats, and it's affecting us all differently. And then to boot, how we actually cope with emotions. Do we hide them? Do we suppress them? Of course we do. We all do it in some manner and in some way. Always. And that's the thing, is that from 7 years to my practice, as you know, when I began my practice in the 90s, massage therapy, I can't even count how many patients I got, but I can remember the ones that, you know, like challenged me, and I had to do more studies because I wanted to connect with them and I wanted to help them more. I wanted to know more about the, you know, amputees. And you know, the thing is it's not just them losing the amputees or having a wound, you know, our fallen soldiers. It's their head too. The damage goes on and on for a lot of them. And I help them with skills. I've actually helped them with skills. Didn't even realize really that I was helping them as much as now. And then with my knowledge and my education and what's happened to me as an experience of changing the mind and the way we think. I mean, he says constantly stay renewed. Be willing to take the effort and the courage. You know, when fear has us suppressed, we are definitely not doing what we were created to do. And then that resistance is it just messes us all up. So I work one-on-one. I have this, everyone I've worked with, everything that it might have taken a little longer, or they might have got a little mad at me, and not that, you know, the ego taking them over, they're just not ready to, you know, take that shift or whatever, because we all have our seasons, we really do. We got to know and what our body has been communicating to us, what our body has been yelling for all these years to help. Myself, I'm really good if I concentrate on getting rid of the pain. Strongly believe it was my upbringing. My grandmother taught me mirror work. She taught, you know, prayer at night, having a good, solid, positive frame of mind before you go to bed, when you're at the table with your family out there. Maybe I'm talking to you, you know, but I feel it out there that a lot of us families are starting to come together and bond together. Maybe you got a small place. I know that, you know, maybe there's some reality coming out of it, and there's a friction, and everyone right now is under a lot of emotional stress. And the thing is that I teach you one-on-one. Your first week, I mean, I just have this passion of just trying to get it across and doing the work with you, because the thing is we're all teachers, we're all students, we do things together, and it simply makes it easier. And then the trust comes, and you know, you build that relationship, like, completely, totally. Because, you know, when you start with the emotional base and mindset and you start correcting it, it's going to bring some anchor up. It's going to bring some tears up. It does hurt, you know. If it's not hurting, then it's not. Get aggravated with the breathing and the meditation. You know, the thing is, this is the best time right now. This is the time, I mean, to do it now, to breathe and work the muscles in your lungs. Because the thing is if we think like this, imagine this. If we think like this and we say, okay, COVID's not the only thing that's out there killing people. Let's just start, you know, doing something for ourselves and giving back to ourselves and doing something healthy for ourselves. Breathing is very easy. It is hard maybe at first to introduce it into a regular pattern that serves you and gives back to your body. But the thing is that when you give back to your body will never let you down when you give it. You know, the thing is we beat it up, we're criticizing it, we're, you know, I mean, whatever the case might be that we're putting ourselves in stress. When we go through panic attack, and that's the thing, I can't stress hard enough the word panic. You know, when you feel that coming, you know, you stand your ground like that's a beast and you're ready to kill it. You know, because when you're saying, oh, I'm having a panic attack, oh, you know, panic is a key word that triggers in your brain. And next thing you know, I mean, you're blacking out. You know, the brain actually shuts down after so much stress. That's like a coma, like when you go in a coma. It's a form of the way that the body and the brain work so that it can try to save it. So if something's too painful emotionally, if something's too painful in a painful way too, I mean, it could cause seizures. You know, emotions affect each organ in your body. There is also I just found this out. It has something to do with your bone marrow, and you got to remember how much water we have in our bodies. Water, vibration. When we're talking, it is a vibration, and sometimes some people's voices connect with other people's, or it's that energy entanglement that I'm always talking about, where we get connected to voices or maybe smiles, or just the energy coming through here, as really simple once you start doing it, and it becomes a second language, literally. It's not the blame, it's where you accept that things are constantly changing, and that you find the positive out of it, and that you know that these emotions, you're going to pay. You're going to pay if you don't start giving back. And then I've found a lot of progress, and that's what I was fixing to get into. He snores, and as he gets me kind of with affirmations. Actually speaking the words, writing the words down on a piece of paper. Affirmations, certain affirmations that you would say, and don't go nowhere. If you're still with me, thank you so much, because I'm going to give you affirmations that can transform anybody. Anyone can do this, and they will get a benefit out of it. And like I said, when we start doing this, we make it into a habit, and then it goes from generation to generation. You know, when we heal, we all heal. So this is something really important, and my grandmother said how important it was for praying and thinking and talking, doing mirror work. You know, because 9 times out of 10, we're not in the moment, and our face is scrunched up, and you know, and then we wonder why. Oh well, why are we having a bad day and everyone's being ugly to us? Because, you know, maybe we need to look in the mirror and kind of see and kind of reflect what maybe, you know, needs to be looked at. You know, so I don't go nowhere, and you know, and that's what I do. I help one-on-one. I also help with the affirmations. Let me step back for just a minute. These affirmations communicate with your body. Your body has a silent communicator, like animals. All that, you can communicate with animals. I can teach you that too. You can really think the words that you're trying to say, and literally, the animal that doesn't communicate with, you know, with words such as ours, you connect. So you'll see the resistance when you start doing this work, and you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know it was there. And you know what, that's right. You know, I'm having a problem moving through this challenge in life. Thank you, Tony and Dean. You know, I think so many of you guys, I mean, I've been doing this on my own for 7 years, and now finally I'm working with some people that are, you know, paying it back. And that's the thing, is that when you pay it back, it makes that regular circle of life. And you know, it's like that movie, Pay It Back. I mean, it's truly, it's a sad story, you know, the little boy. But anyway, I know you got to know what I'm talking about. If not, look it up. You know, I don't take no credits for it or anything like that. Because this is going to be super transforming. And I use in what I speak, and I practice what I preach. I'm the product of the practice. So I will tell you stories that might reflect, you know, people that I know, but the thing is that there's so many out there that we have connected, and we've had a similar thing, because the emotions, maybe not exactly the tragedy you went through or what has enabled you to do things in your life, or that you've been imprisoned and trapped, you know, realizing eventually that where the pattern is, okay, where the friction is. When you do these affirmations, you'll truly feel it with the words as you're doing it. And like I said, your body with pain. I've had a lump in my ankle. It truly does. It truly does communicate with you. And the thing is that when you get to where I'm at now, where I've been healing for the past I'd say pretty steady probably for 7 years, I would say, you know, because that was when they said that my brain healed. So I'm always renewing my affirmations. I'm always renewing my mind. I'm always catching myself saying something. Like the big one I'm working on now is saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. How many times do we do that when we get a prayer answered? And we're like, oh my God, I can't believe it, you know, and we get a prayer answered, a miracle answered, and we're sitting there saying that. And, you know, I mean, that's not gratitude to the heavens if you actually think about it. So, I'm battling diabetes right now. I've been doing the affirmations for, this would have been the third day, and I really didn't do anything. I just read it and wrote it a couple more times. But my first day, I spoke it to myself in the mirror. And it said, this moment is filled with joy. I now choose to experience sweetness of life. I mean, it's truly beautiful. Like I said, if you need to rewind it and put this down, if you have diabetes, I'm telling you, I haven't changed any way that I've been eating or anything like that. I am changed is saying this affirmation in the mirror, and I'm waking up with my sugar counts being 160. Okay, and sometimes I wake up and they're like in the 300s and 400s. This is not good. I've been doing this for years and years and years. I went a year and a half, didn't even have to have any insulin whatsoever, and then all of a sudden here I am back again. I'm using insulin. Myself once to no more than twice a day. So this I'm telling you, this works. I've had an affirmation I've wrote. I kept getting a lump in my ankle and stuff, and I said that affirmation within an hour. It was gone. The lump was gone. There was no pain. Yes, I ended up having to write it over and over and over again, like 2 sheets, front and back, until it kind of started flowing and I started actually feeling the words. So, once again, like I said, diabetes, write this down. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that can relate to this, and I'm telling you, with just a little bit of work, you can say it to yourself in the mirror with, you know, enthusiasm on the words, and like I said, you'll know them resistance when you're having the problems saying the words in the mirror. Okay, you might even tear a little bit. Highly sensitive people do this. It's okay. It's okay when you have a balance and you have a control that, you know, you might have a bottled up emotions and it might just flow. Okay, you're alone. Let it flow. Let it heal you. Okay, if you get over, you know, can't control the crying, and we've done this, you know, got so far and started crying, we just can't stop until we run out of, you know, tears. That too, it's energy psychology, you know, thank you, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you. Just words, just affirmations will help you. Diabetes. This moment is filled with joy. I now choose to experience the sweetness of life. And you see how I had that little resistance there. And like I said, I'm working on this, you know. But like I said, my numbers have changed. It's super great. And inflammation. Any inflammation, this will work. I had some inflammation in my back, in my stomach, because I'm being kind of pushed into actually taking action and coming out of my comfort zone and actually trying. So anyway, inflammation. My thinking is peaceful and calm and centered. And that's the thing, is that, you know, if you're having some problems, it's okay. It's left hand. It's left hand. It's okay to just say it's okay. You know, you get that tightness in your chest. Take a deep breath and just say, it's okay. I'm going to be okay. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you. And just keep saying that, and you will. These mirror affirmations, you look in the mirror, it can be very painful. And you know, and the thing is that I'm here for you. I've been there. I know what it feels like. I was fortunate that, you know, I had my grandmother teach me a lot of this, and then other people teach me about the words of magic. So you know, but I didn't pay much attention. You know, it's kind of like one of those things that just roll off your shoulders when you're caught up and you're just trying so hard to make ends meet, and you're so focused on the negative stuff coming towards you. And it's about the focus. It's about the focus, where the focus is, and you got to learn and train your brain to actually. It's like a flip switch, and like I said, it becomes a second language. It becomes a lifestyle, literally. And once you start changing, people around you eventually will. Of course, you got to have, forgiveness. Forgiveness frees us of everything, and sometimes that is the hardest thing to do. Even forgiving ourselves is so hard. I mean, I was dying from guilt, literally. So, and the Lord took my memory from me. That's the way I seen it, and that's the way it is, because I got my memory back, and I'm like, oh my God, no wonder, because if I remembered it then, I'd shoot. I mean, bingo, life over. I would have had even more, unworthy living thoughts in my head, and we all have them. We do. We all have them. It's just that we're silent and we suppress these emotions. And when we do that, we black out, get into fights, or just, we're making more of a mess and, thinking about something that hasn't even happened yet. I mean, why would you do that and do it over and over again? And I tell myself that too, but I'm like, you know what? Even though I was stubborn and I did it for so many years, and I don't know why I wouldn't have seen the fact that I would think something, or I'd say something and it would happen, or I'd prepare for the very worst from all directions. I would prepare myself. I'd do it at night. I knew better. My grandma taught me better. It's just I forgot, and that's it. We've just forgotten, and we just need each other to help each other along and remind each other of the true. Not all this, let's get everyone in chaotic, panic, and, it's enough already, So, anyway, knee problems, as simple as saying, I am flexible and flowing. I am flexible and flowing. Now, I get a little cramp in my knee, and it's, and it'll get, like, stuck sometimes, and it hurts. It really does. And of course, I'll yell sometimes. But I'm like, oh, I'm flexible, and I'm moving. I'm flexible, and I'm moving, and then it's out, And then insomnia. I have worked with no more than 3 days with anybody that's ever had insomnia. I've worked with them for like 3 days or something like that. Or they might come back and they're caught up in their mind again, and they've forgotten some steps, to relax and go to sleep and get some rest and, get back to your body. Essential, this one might be really something to know. Between 1 and 3 in the morning, that is the most quality that your body is healing. So you get like an extra boost at 2, from 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why we wake up a lot at 3 o'clock. There's a lot of that, and that's the thing too. Insomnia has disappeared. I've had maybe in a handful of years. Well, actually, the one time I was in the hospital, and I was about to die. Yeah, I really was. I felt it kind of because I have died before. I remember when I was a child, and what it felt like then, and then I leaded it to some things, a couple of things that happened to me as an adult, and literally, it's really quite peaceful. But anyway, and it is. It's just like a drawstring, and all of a sudden, boom, you're back. So that love like draws you back. It's like that love says, you're not over with yet, even though the devil's trying to get you in the ground sooner. We're not through with you yet, and the love draws them back. And that's exactly what happened to me. The love did. It bounced me back, and but insomnia. Now, it's out of the indifferent, and I can't go to sleep, and there's really nothing that's in my mind that I need to work on, which I do. I meditate quite regularly throughout the whole day. I can do it even with my eyes open if I want to, if I need to, and take in it's beautiful out there with the the birds and the kids playing and stuff like that. I just listen to that noise in complete silence sometimes. So, insomnia, okay. The one thing that I've taught anybody and everybody and has cured it, I've not heard, maybe a couple times they come back and say it. And I just tell them, obviously, the angels need you awake, and you need to maybe do some work, or something like that. But anyway, breathing. When you lay down, of course, you want to get rid of your thoughts. So you want to like engage this affirmation. You can say it in the mirror, right before you go to bed. Journal it down. You can feel it in the writing too, where that friction is. Like I said, if you're still right here with me, not even 2 more minutes, just 1 more minute. This is really cool. I lovingly release the day and slip into peace and sleep. I lovingly release the day and slip. See, I'm having problems, and slip through peaceful sleep. Alright, I don't have any problems with this insomnia. I breathe. I do the rhythmic breathing, and everyone I have told this to has found instant relief. And now I'm going to do this like rough so you can actually understand and hear the rhythmic. Okay, but this, you don't have to be loud, and you don't have to be like, you don't have to do that. You can do it very easy. Don't force it. You break a rib. Anyway, just don't force it. So we're going to exhale, especially you ladies, because we're shallow breathers by nature. Exhale everything that you can out of your lungs. Now we're going to do rhythmic, like a square. Square, square, it's like a square that you're going around, and you're going to try to concentrate with that, with the rhythmic breathing. And if you're a beginner and you can only do 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Do a triangle, 1, 2, 3. Not a big deal. So exhale all the air out. Now, there's no right or wrong way. If you want to breathe through your mouth, if you want to go, and exhale all that you can every time you exhale. And then gently that even helps with insomnia. It exercises the muscles in your lungs, which is, we might as well go ahead and face it and act like we're going to get sick anyway, and let's exercise our lung muscles. Let's get them in shape so that we can battle in the world. Let's put its armor on. Let's start breathing for ourselves and strengthen them lungs. And if you're still with me, thank you so much, because that's something I probably should have started at the beginning, and it always ends at the end, and I'm so apologetic about that. But I love you so much. I'm going to put all my, please subscribe. I mean, I'm still on that little banner. I can't go live, and I would love to go live, and I will see you live on Facebook. And until then, stay safe. Remember, when we heal, we all heal. When we come together, we fill each other's gaps. Let's not get defensive. Let's actually bond and realize that we are a lot more similar than we actually realize, especially when it comes to us, the emotional damage that we do to our bodies. And it's never too late. when we heal, we all heal. It's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. The younger, the better. And this becomes a very, very healthy practice and a really lovely life. And I mean, I can't wait to see more of you and meet more of you. And until then, have a God blessed day. And I will see you very soon.